rental rates, gem education and tuition reimbursement, employee discounts including the NFL shop.
All right. Take a look and then take a break.
Hell yeah.
So, the danger is always the examples I choose to show you. I have to be careful ahead of time to show you all the things that could happen, or else you start making these rules out of nowhere. The claim could be either one, either the hoe or the high. If the claim has an equal sign in it of some kind, it's going to be the hoe. If the claim doesn't have an equal sign in it, it's going to be the high. Like it. And that's how you word your conclusion based on which one it is. So let's see here. The claim in this case is it's increased from what it used to be. The sample information never shows up here, because you have to have a feeling about something before you even go take a sample anyway. So the claim is mu is bigger than what it was. So which one's that going to be? Definitely the high. So what's the hoe? Less than or equal to. Good. For two reasons. It's the opposite of that one, and the hoe's always got to have the equal sign. I like it. The big mistake, one big mistake people make is they'll write their claims like this. They'll say this. All right, what's the problem with that? Yeah, the claim is not about what the hoes and the highs are doing. The hoes and the highs are ideas about what the, in this case, mu is doing. And then we're going to do a sample, later today we're going to do a test of percentages. So instead of mu, I'm going to have p sitting there. This is going to be a claim about the percentage. You're going to have the right symbol. Okay. Now in this case, for this problem, do I use Z or T? Two things.
Sigma's known.
Sigma's known. It's a population one, right? And it's just for greater than 30, check. So the first one says I could do something. And the second says which one I can do, which in this case, Z. So Z or T only cares about which standard deviation I know. Because T-scores were invented for when I don't know sigma. That's why they were invented. Sample size just tells me, in some cases, if I could do something or not. It's normal enough or not. Okay. Up here, I forgot to say, is it a 1 or 2 tail test? Yeah, I only care about greater. This always sets up my tails, or tail. In this case, it's going to be up there. This is greater. So I know it's a 1 tail. I know alpha is 0.01. I don't know if I use that phrase yet, level of significance, but if you pass a test where this alpha is even smaller, that's a more significant test you've passed. That's why it's called a level of significance. So 1 tail, alpha 0.01, Z-scores. I gave it to you. Again, level of significance, another name for fishy tube. So if I look at my Z-score chart, which I think I have no more of, but what do you get for this? You should get beautiful. If you look at the T chart, and again, I have a few people still saying, oh, this is Z-score. Yes, but Z-scores live at the bottom. And again, why does it make sense? The bigger my sample is, the less I've got to cover for not knowing something, because the more certain I am about S. When my sample gets really big, then it's the same. I don't have to cover for myself anymore. Glad nobody said, how big is big enough? This is not fun. Okay, so if Z star is bigger than 2326, we can do what? Reject the hoe. Support the high. I still get some Vivas stuff. Say ho. All right. Summarize the sample information. Really, the only reason I say this is just so you know this is where X bar should come in. So X bar is 25.29. Yeah. Sigma was 2.85. N is 264. So what's sigma X bar? And what do you get for that? 1754? Ooh, I like it. If you said 175, you're fine. You said at least 3 places, so 4 is even better. So Z star is always our data minus the supposed middle divided by, good, new standard deviation. I think you should get 274, right? So where is that on my picture? It's way the hell out there. Well, that's the area below it, so what's the p-value? What is it, 0.9969? So what's the p-value?
1 minus that.
Yeah. 0.0031. And again, the p-value is an estimate for how likely it is to get a result like that if the middle's in the right place. So would you say a probability of 0.0031 represents a likely thing? The chances are 0.31% that the results we got came from a distribution where the middle is 24.81. Can't remember what the middle is. I really want you to understand this. So assuming the middle is 24.81, the chances that we would get a sample like this are 0.31%. Roughly. So what's more likely? Yeah, that's just random chance. The 0.31% thing happened, or that the middle is in the wrong place. What's more likely is the middle's in the wrong frickin' place. There's only a 0.31% chance that our sample just happened to be that far away by random happenstance. Awesome word, happenstance. How was you saying it? Happenstance. So what does this mean? Either way you look at it, I'm going to do what? Did we make it? Did we succeed? Yes, so we can, yes, just like we said up here, we can reject the hope. I like how people come in strong when it's a chance to say hope. Reject the ho, support the high. So that's the result. That's one result, by the way, right? Because if I can reject that guy, then I can say the other guy looks like he's right. Now, which wording am I going to use for the conclusion? The claim was the high, so I'm going to use the support language. So you choose, how do you write your conclusion? Well, just base it on what the claim was. So we have found we have found sufficient evidence to what? Support the claim. Don't say support high and stop. Support the claim that what? The average age for a woman at the time of birth
Has increased since 1990.
age for women at time of first birth has increased since 1990. Or there's a few different ways to word that, but they're all good. As long as you bring back in what the actual physical thing was. So don't just say we found evidence for the H1. What? I don't understand. What do you mean? You got to talk about what actually is happening. Oh, you guys love this show. I know it.
Yeah, we do.
This is always everybody's favorite. So many steps and a freaking paragraph to write. So any questions on that problem there? Okay. I think most of you guys have gotten at least most of the way through this problem back here.
Yes. Yes.
This is entertaining.
It's always good to be easily amused. It makes life so much easier. So what's the claim here?
U equals 906.
So again, the sample information won't show up there. We think the mean has stayed the same from what it was last year. So mu equals 906. Which one is that going to be?
Oh.
Yeah, it's got a freaking equal sign in it. Definitely got to be.
Then Hector. My hands are frozen. Can we do it? My hands are frozen.
So then the high is going to be
What
what?
the hell are you touching me?
You're not equal to 906. That's the one time that it is a how many tail test? Two tail test. Because not equal to means bigger or less. So the sample could show up on either side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah.
So the two tail test. All right. Z or T?
T.
The answer is never going to be nothing for this class, hopefully. Again, it would be so evil for me to do that. If you happen to notice you can't do anything, then you can save time. That would be so evil.
That'd be great.
I'm kind of starting to like that better. So maybe a few years from now I'll do that to people, but not yet.
3 points.
No,
3 points.
yeah,
Yeah, unless you do it wrong.
pretty much, if you notice. Why T-scores? Two things you should tell me. N is 81, which is
Greater than 30.
bigger than 30, check.
We don't know.
Yeah, so be really careful. Again, I'm not picking on anybody because a lot of people thought this. You don't say, I know the standard deviation so I can use Z. That's not right. Because how many standard deviations are there?
Two.
Two. So is it the sample one or the population one that I know? Well, and I try to word this the way you're going to see it. From a sample of 81, we find a mean and a standard deviation. Okay, that came from the sample. So I don't know sigma. Only S. That's why I have to use T-scores. T-scores were invented to cover my ass for not knowing sigma, only knowing S. S is an estimate of sigma. And other math people checked it because the guy probably drank a lot of Guinness while he was making it, so we just made sure it looked good. So now I can use T-scores. So alpha is what? 102. Two tail test. What's my degrees of freedom?
80.
80. So if I look at my T-chart,
Freedom.
degrees of freedom.
You make a very good Irish.
Me? Am I?
Yeah, they'll make you a citizen just for saying that.
Am I usual?
What T-score do you guys find?
2.374.
2.374, and of course for the humans, we know that's 2.374, and we know this one is
Negative.
it's crazy.
Dang, bro.
I love it when people put the same number twice and they word it that way, and I'm like, nope, can't be in two places at once. So if T star is
Less than negative.
less than the negative,
Or greater than the positive.
or T star is greater than the positive, and there's a slightly better way to write this using absolute values, but some of you guys have figured that out. It doesn't matter. Just say this shit. If you're less than that or greater than that, it's far enough away we can then, of course, reject the
Hope.
hope, support the
Hi.
like more and more states are doing. That's it. Okay. There it is. Sounds about right, but the way you're. That was quicker. So let's see, summarize the sample information. I know X bar is 882.34. Now here's a question that I understand, but I want you to really, really understand the answer. When I divide by the square root of n, I'm not making S. I'm going from a standard deviation for individuals, which could be sigma or S. They're both standard deviations for individuals. One's for individuals from the population, the other's for individuals from a sample. And here I need the standard deviation that's good for groups of size 81 in this case, right? So I don't care which standard deviation you know, it's not the right one for this step. It's the individual spread. I need the one that's a spread for groups of 81. So I always have to divide by the square root of n on this step. Always. And we saw that in the confidence intervals formulas too. X bar plus or minus t s over square root of n, I still had to adjust s. So here I still got to do n is 81. S sub x bar is the old s divided by the square root of 81. Which is
This is so dumb.
11
This
point
homework for 9.5 is
9944.
ridiculous.
Okay.
It's 11.
So
I
then
know, right?
T
So
star.
look at it. Why don't we split details?
The only reason it's a T star is because there's
They say
S's
it's
in it. The formula doesn't change.
I don't get it.
So it's still our data minus the supposed middle divided by the new spread.
It says that. That's a type.
That's a whole lot.
That's a type.
24 is about
No.
2.
No,
That
no,
is
this is
negative
what
two
they say.
something?
The highest and highest.
That is a
What is it?
typo.
Negative 1.97.
Negative 1.97? It's pretty close though.
That's a typo.
Notice how I do not ask for a p-value
Like I said.
because
That's a typo.
you actually can find it for a t-score. And I said this in class the other day.
This.
I'll show you individually if you're
The book makes
curious.
so many typos.
But it's not something I'm going to have you do on a test.
Typos are.
If you do it, I can give you some extra credit.
That's dumb. Wait, if you do
Now
what?
more people might ask me, yes.
So is that only for Z-score?
Yeah, I'm only going to ask you for a p-value
So it'll be one tail.
with a z-score.
That makes sense. So this will be
So what does this mean?
two tails.
Where is it on my picture? Negative 197.
This isn't
Yes.
equal. But it says one tail in the
Where I
book.
accidentally went first, yes.
This is one tail in the book. I know this is two tails.
So did we make it?
No.
No, so we
Failed. We have insufficient.
to reject the fail to support the high. Which one was our claim?
Oh.
The ho is our claim, so then we're going to use this language for my conclusion. You guys get that? I always have people that are like, I just guess and hope. No. Whatever your claim is, that's the wording you use. Fail becomes we have not found sufficient evidence. If you say we have found insufficient evidence, I'm sort of okay with that. I'm not going to take points off, but it's technically fine. But still, we have not found sufficient evidence to reject the claim that
I wrote it right.
I wrote it
the mean
right, but then switched everything around.
credit card debt is $906. Now,
I did too. I
Let me
just
make
wrote
this
it
point.
differently.
the test failed, right?
Yes.
If we're the ones who made the claim, are we happy or sad that the test failed?
Sad.
Both.
Happy.
We're happy. We failed to reject the claim. You understand? So the test is very single-minded. It always does the same thing. I'm trying to show evidence that the hoe is wrong. That's all it does. But which one could the claim be? Either one.
Oh.
So you can't go, we failed, so we're saying, we failed. No, in this case, oh, we failed, thank God. If our claim was it is this and we failed to reject it, good. That's what somebody pointed out, that's what science is. You make a claim, somebody else does something, you try to show they're wrong, and you try to show that yourself is right. The results, how do you feel about it depends on what your claim was. All right, so let's take a break. Come back at 1:45. Yeah.
Okay, this book.